been in these predicate. We'll give another 2 or 3 minutes. I am a very careful, passionate German, articulating a German point of view about the Second World War. And I mean no harm to anybody, not Jews, not Canadians or anything. I am perfectly democratic. I'm a peaceful man. I have never made any threats to anybody. I have never sued anybody to this stage. I want debate and dialogue, and I want our society to get on with life and not harken back 50 years and only make the Germans guilty. That's really Ernst Zündel. Want no more, no less. A guy who has been here for 37 years, never been sick a day in his life, have 2 kids here, had property here, and have no criminal record. Well, the son, for instance, with Christy Blatchford, puts me in articles that lines me up as an undesirable immigrant next to the mass murderers and bank robbers and conmen. And then I can't defend myself. When I defend myself, my letter to the editor is not being published. If they attack a person and name the person, and that person has no other way of responding, normally, when decent people ran newspapers, a kind of a reply was entertained. I have had no letter to the editor published in any one of these papers in years, and I have submitted some. Now, if they don't give me fairness, at least they ought to do me the courtesy and publish a letter to the editor. I don't hate Jews. I don't hate Jews. I made films with Jews. I had Jewish witnesses with whom I had worked for 30 years. I brought them to Toronto. They said under oath that they thought if there were more Ernst Zündels, it would be good for the Jewish community, right in the Toronto courtroom. You know? Can you say that? Have you, anybody of you give you a kind of an endorsement like that? Well, I didn't see one. I am a decent person, and I want to be treated like one, and not burned out. The ARA are just a bunch of young, hot-headed kids. Very few adults in there, you know? So it's those who agitate those young people that they think they can do these things when they trash Chipper's house and there are no consequences for them, then they feel emboldened. And when 8 of them were arrested here for threatening policemen and for heaving stuff at our place, and they were allowed to go scot-free, it emboldens them. And when they can put up posters around here with my face in there in Molotov cocktail kind of instructions, it emboldens these people. They think they are above the law and beyond the law, and they think that the media and the politicians and the courts have given them carte blanche to drive Ernst Zündel out, as it says here. And that's not right. I'm basically treated the way the media says Jews were treated in Nazi Germany. The same way. That's what the media claims. And if it wasn't right then with Jews, then it's not right in Toronto with Ernst. Simple as that. I'm not asking them to love me or to like me even. I'm asking them to represent me fairly. Not what they say I am, but what I am. I have never denied that Jews had a rough deal. Never denied that Jews were mistreated. Never denied that they had a good time in Nazi Germany, you know? And when the media says that I say that Auschwitz was a holiday camp, that's utter nonsense. I never said that, you know? Auschwitz was a horrible place. I've been to prison. I know what it is like to be in prison, to be deprived of your freedom. I've been to Auschwitz. So, of course, for Jews and Germans and Poles and Russians, and it was just as equally a horrible place after the Germans were put in there when the Soviets took it over. Concentration camps are horrible places. The way Palestinians are kept in Israel are horrible places. It just means that I don't buy into the Hollywood version of my own people's history. Why should I have Steven Spielberg's, why should I accept his version of my people's history when I know it differently? You see, I used to believe his version, but then I grew up, and like Santa Claus, I gave the belief up in Santa Claus and Easter Bunny because I grew up, and I did the same in history. I'm not a Jew, I'm a German. I believe in my German people's history the way my German parents, uncles, aunts, grandfathers told me. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Nobody's going to browbeat me into believing anything. No bombs, no fires, believe me. I don't know who lit the fuse here or put the gas on here. We turned over the videotape to the police, but the people that did lit the fuse, and since you are from CFRB, I would say may as well have lit the fuse, because CFRB, the Toronto Sun, the Toronto Star especially, have been extremely inflammatory, if you pardon the pun, towards me. They have misrepresented me grievously over the years, and they have created in this city, along with some of the politicians like Janet Dembo from the Mayor's Committee of Racism, Art Eggleton, who is the MP, with his writings that he has circulated, and the Canadian Jewish News through Bernie Farber and Gerda Friedberg. These individuals and community leaders have created a lynch mob atmosphere in this town that has led to this. So if the media, the left media and the Jewish media and Jewish spokespeople are blaming Oklahoma on right-wing militias, then I, Ernst Zündel, quite rightly claim the Toronto liberal and Marxist and socialist and communist media for what has happened to my house, and what I understand was tried 2 weeks ago at Don Andrews' place and 2 nights ago at Nikola Petracek at her home. So we have had 3 attempted arsons within less than 2 weeks. I'm counting out Scarborough because it turns out Scarborough most likely was something else. So if this is what it has come to in Canada, then I want the public to know where the blame is to lie, and that the blame can be placed perfectly at the feet of the media and at irresponsible community leaders who have hate-mongered and character assassinated people like myself. And I have had it too here, and from now on there is going to be repercussions. I will not be known as the hate monger, so that imbalanced people can torch my house and endanger the neighborhood, nearly killing 5 people in this house here who have absolutely nothing to do with me. Because your station particularly obviously has adopted a stance of not giving 2 sides to issues, and you prefer one viewpoint over the other viewpoint. Not denying the Holocaust, discussing the Holocaust. With you people, I know what the problem is with you people is you are so brainwashed already and so prejudiced that when you think we are denying the Holocaust, we want to debate the Holocaust like all other issues. And it's not for you, it's not for you to tell us or me what I can or what I cannot discuss about a historical issue. Who the heck are you, God? You mean to say that 3 or 4 minutes on your program makes up for all the hours of character assassination? Fairness, the stopwatch is ticking, and we know exactly how many minutes that you give one viewpoint and how many minutes you give another viewpoint. That's what is called balance. You are rude to people with a viewpoint like ours. You are rude, you cut them off. You badmouth them once the microphone is off. You are uncivil and you are unprofessional to boot. What do you mean hatred? Where is the charge? Where is my conviction for hatred in this country? Where is the charge, please? You people lit the fuse with all your inflammatory talk about me being a hate monger and a Holocaust denier and hating Jews and all that. You don't know the first thing about me, you never bothered to find out who I was, and now you want to save your hide by a 1 or 2 minute quick talk show interview. It doesn't wash. Now how many minutes in your estimation have you given me or my viewpoint on your show? Very, very precious few. If you want to, I'll make some calculations with a stopwatch, which I have to do anyways for the CRTC, and we'll find out how you treat people of a different viewpoint. Not that I don't get enough airtime, that you have imbalance. We are supposed to, you as broadcasters like I, when I make my radio shows and programs, have to show balance and fairness. What I am saying, if Oklahoma is going to be blamed on the right-wing talk on shortwave radio stations in the United States by people like the militia, then I am saying with the same right and with the same logic, can I claim that you people in the media have inflamed public passions against me, Ernst Zündel, and people who question the Holocaust racket? I'm not out inflaming the left wing. I am criticizing you people for inflaming people against me. I don't know if you're left-wing or not. And I say that you are responsible in the Canadian media, and especially your particular station and the talk shows, of doing exactly that. You have inflamed public passion against me. I am a media person. Of course I'm a media person. Okay, you're welcome, and thank you for the opportunity. It's a welcome relief, and it's something new for CFRB. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, I will, yes. Jewish news is much fairer to me than these people, you know? Well, this fellow who was here from the Jewish Forward when you first came here, he did a very, very fair piece this week in the Jewish Forward, and he doesn't agree with anything I say. Yeah. But he said I'm a reporter and I'm civil. Dunphy this morning blamed even the other two papers for not following up on the story, because suddenly they think it's going to go away in a memory hole. This is one fire that I will not allow to go into the memory hole. So it's just that some people can assuage their guilt for this act. I'm going to remind them, and I'm going to hold up the mirror to them. And that there are results to their agitation, and the result can well be murder. This is attempted murder. These people thought I was living here. And in order to get at me at 5 o'clock in the morning, a perfectly peaceful man, they were willing to murder all kinds of other people, 5 people right next door. One fellow had to leap out the window with only a pillow in front of himself to cover himself up. So this is attempted murder. That's what it is.
So do you think that the media is ultimately the...
culprit, absolutely.